just get captivated with these moments. And it was a big moment for the United States because this is a young team. They have gotten, every time they've been in the World Cup since 2010, they've gotten out of the group. They did not get out of the group in 2006. They didn't make it to the quarterfinals in 2002. But they got a young team. But I got to say, Brittany, you being a captain on the Rapids, your play kind of reminds me of the United States captain, Tyler Adams. I mean, he is just a ball hawk. I mean, he is everywhere on the pitch trying to just get the ball out of the zone. That's your style. That's the way you play. I had the privilege of seeing you in year one. I mean, first of all, you were a very durable player. You did not miss a game. And you had just an incredible goal against Memphis. I think it was like the third game of the season. Matt Austin, who actually filled in for me at times, did a phenomenal job. He quoted you saying that was an absolute missile by Brittany Conway. And I just, when you had an opportunity to score goals, I mean, you took it. And you just are just a very exciting player that really your team just is getting fired up with your intensity out on the pitch.
Thank you. For the record, I do love being compared to a ball hog. It's great. I'm just messing around. Sorry. Cut that.
Well, you got to understand, you're talking about just being on ball. Like, as a defender, you're to the ball. Like, your job is to get it out of the offensive zone and make sure that they don't have crosses. Like, make sure they don't get in the middle of the zone where they have open looks. I mean, that's what you do, and you do a great job at it.
No, I was messing around, but no. Absolutely. Definitely trying to leave it all on the pitch and do what I can for my team, for sure.
Now, you are a resident of Seattle. I want to say the Seattle area. You're from Washington, but you're now in Columbus, so you're a big Seattle Sounders fan, Seahawks fan.
Sure.
But a fun fact, a big shout out to the Columbus State women's soccer team who's playing in the Final Four. They will take on Western Washington this Thursday night in Seattle. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Your hometown and the Columbus State women's soccer team is going to be in Seattle. We actually had the Columbus State women's head coach, Jay Entledge, on the show a couple weeks ago. And they were doing very well in the NCAA tournament. And I had the privilege of calling some of the games with Warren, our general manager. And so now let's move on to the schedule. Amelia, you can chime in on this as well because we do know when our first game is. It's going to be a friendly. It's going to be December the 29th at the Columbus Civic Center.
Yes.
Cannot wait for that, but we're also anticipating that new schedule in the NISL for the 2023 season to come out, and it has yet to come out.
Yeah, it's coming out soon. We're working hard, and we're just trying to make it the best schedule that we can, get all our fans out there and have a good season. We are really excited for December 29th, though, start this thing off. We've been working hard. I know our players have been training hard in the off season. So it's time to go. It's time to start winning some games.
I'm fired up.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
let's go.
Now, Brittany,
Hyping the team
in
up.
year two, you're coming back to the Rapids for year two. You have some familiar faces that are returning to the lineup, including Megan Byers. You have Sydney Vadney. You have Shava Razy, who just recently signed today. Bria Riancho, your goalkeeper, is coming back. You also got some new faces, some familiar foes from the Rome Gladiators, including the leading goal scorer in the NISL, Carly Banks. And you also have Kaylee O'Connor. I remember those two when every time that Rome played Columbus last year, they were their two best players. I mean, Rome placed second in the NISL for the women. I mean, so to have that experience and those two players to come play for the Rapids, it's just got to be incredible.
Oh, fantastic. Phenomenal players, really excited to get to know them and work with them.
Extra firepower as we get ready for the season 2 in the NISL. Of course, on the women's side, the Memphis Americans won the championship last year, their first inaugural championship. Rome finished second. You had the Fayetteville Fury. Now you have two new teams in the league, the Tampa Bay Strikers and the Central Florida Crusaders. I actually was going on their website. They've actually got a lot of players. Tampa Bay got a lot of players from Central Florida. The UCF, they got a lot of players playing for Central Florida. USF, University of South Florida, a lot of players coming from over there. You play collegiate soccer at Eastern Washington, of course. That is a Big Sky school. And, a big shout out to Sacramento State, who's undefeated in the FCS playoffs, but we'll not go there. But Eastern Washington's always had a great football team on that red turf. I know we've talked about that before. I know you're a big Eastern Washington fan.
For sure.
And I think of Cooper Kupp, and I think of like
How
Rodney
can you
Stuckey.
not? Yeah.
Yeah, how can you not? But what did it mean, to play for Eastern Washington back in college and playing in the Big Sky? And then how different is the style of play in the outdoor game comparing it to the indoor game?
Yeah, no, I loved my years playing at Eastern. I think it was such a phenomenal opportunity. The relationships that I got to make with additional women playing and just having the opportunity to play at the D1 level, that was always something that I wanted to do. But yeah, style-wise, playing outdoor versus indoor, very different. Lee, are you catching this? Very different. Lee's nodding for the audience.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Amelia, we're going to go and switch gears. Let's talk about why you're here. The sponsor, being a director of marketing, you deal with sponsorships all the time. But we have a very special sponsor tonight, Brewster's Ice Cream. I mean, who doesn't like ice cream?
Yes.
I mean, we're giving away free ice cream. We do have some trivia questions, but just talk about like that partnership with Brewster's Ice Cream.
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to talk about these things that our wonderful partner made, because look at how adorable this is. It's our little gift basket or gift for all of our fans here that answer trivia correct. But yeah, so just wanted to point that out because that's adorable. But Brewster's is great. They're one of our sponsors who they will come out to us when we go and visit schools. We'll bring some players out, bring our mascot out, and we'll bring ice cream to the schools with them. So, and they'll also be attending a teacher appreciation luncheon with us to give away free ice cream to the teachers. And I wanted to mention on Brewster's behalf, they are running winter specials for 2 for $11 pints and 2 for 16 quarts. So go out and get yourself some ice cream. And if you're here, go out and get yourself a free cone. It's great.
You're very good at your job.
Listen, actually, my mom owned a Brewster's for 10 years. So if there is anybody who can sit here and tell you about how great Brewster's is,
This girl can talk about ice
it
cream.
is me.
Let's
So,
go.
I got the Brewster's. Anyone has any questions, my email is amelia@thecolumbusrapids.com.
Brewster's, let me tell you, my kids love Brewster's. It's a great ice cream place. I don't know, we're just keeping it real. I mean, we do have some trivia questions. We actually started out with these trivia questions. We're going to have Rapids. But since the Rapids, not a whole lot of people know about the Rapids. They've only been in existence for a year. So we're going to talk about Columbus trivia. I don't know if you guys know your Columbus athletes, but this first trivia question, all right, you guys ready in the back? This is the first trivia question. Hope I'm not too loudly. All right, he played at Columbus High. He was an All-American tight end at the University of Auburn. He was a Gold Glove first baseman for the Chicago White Sox. His nickname was known as the Big Hurt. Who is this player? Yes, the answer is Frank Thomas, Hall of Fame baseball player, probably the greatest athlete to ever come out of the city of Columbus, Frank Thomas.
Frankie.
The Big Hurt, number 35, Hall of Fame baseball player, and also won a state title for the legendary baseball coach Bobby Howard at Columbus High School, which Columbus High School is a baseball town. I mean, that's a baseball school. I love baseball. But yeah, Frank Thomas. But we're talking about soccer. We're talking soccer. Yeah.
Ownership might not mind if you talk about baseball.
We're talking about, the Mariners made the playoffs for the first time.
I like baseball.
So you're from Seattle. Yeah. I'm throwing it back to you because you're from Seattle. I got to give a shout out to the Seattle Mariners making it to the postseason for the first time since 2001. That's right. A big Seahawks fan.
Yep.
I'm a big Niners fan. They're actually taking on the Niners at Quest Field in a couple of weeks. It's a Thursday night game. Just got to make sure that my Prime Video subscription is renewed so I can watch that game. But what does it mean? Coming from Seattle and coming to Columbus. Did you go back home at all during the off season?
No, I don't think I did. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Well, you did mention you actually went to a very special soccer match at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium because you're a Seattle Sounders fan. Your teammate, Megan Byers, is an Atlanta United fan. And the Seattle Sounders played Atlanta United this season, and both of you were at the game, and that's got to be something special. I'm sure there was a lot of trash talking on the way home.
100%. Megan Byers, biggest trash talker there is.
Well, But she had to back it up because I think that the Atlanta United beat Seattle for like the first time in their franchise history. I never. They always tied. Like they never beat Seattle. I don't remember Atlanta United ever beating Seattle. So that was a big win for them. But you got plenty. I mean, you got the MLS Cup that you won as well. I mean, so Seattle, very very good soccer program in the MLS. I look at these players on the national team like Zimmerman, who plays for Nashville SC. I mean, he made a huge save. Like if he doesn't make that save right there, it's 1-1 and the United States is going home. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and talk, Amelia. We're going to switch it over to you because you getting into marketing here for the Rapids. What are some of the promotional deals that you've got going on that you're lining up when the schedule is coming out?
Yeah, so we're looking to have some themed game nights. One of the ones I'm most excited for is a dog night. So you guys can bring out your little dogs to the arena and actually, plug Brewster's again. One of the things I love to do when my mom owned it was we would have doggy ice cream eating contests. So I'm hoping that we can put together a halftime doggy ice cream eating contest for that night. So bring your dogs out. We're looking to have a Hispanic night, I believe a first responders night, and of course the famous military veterans night. So just a lot of fun stuff like that.
Hell yeah. Oh, sorry. Can you swear on this? We probably shouldn't.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Got that. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
I wasn't
Back to
briefed
ice cream,
beforehand. Back to ice cream, man.
Let's
got
talk about ice cream
sprinkles.
because did we give away that prize for the person who answered the first trivia question?
No, he never
Come on
came
down
up
and get your
here.
prize.
Get
your prize,
whoever said
man.
Frank Thomas, come get your prize.
Come on, Frank.
Because we've
Come
got
on.
another trivia question.
I'm gonna
He's
throw
not
it.
coming. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, go get his prize.
Special delivery. Oh.
I love that. I love it when people just get fired up about trivia. Speaking of trivia, don't forget that we do have trivia night at Ivy Park on Wednesday nights. Love trivia. Every time I play, my group usually wins. I mean, I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just saying.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's-
Very
If it
humble
was
there.
trivia about
very
ice
humble,
cream,
yeah.
I
Very
would win.
humble. Yeah.
All right, our
Please
next
bring it
trivia
back to ice cream
question.
every time.
What country is the United States playing in the round of 16 on Saturday? Amsterdam. What? Amsterdam?
Wait, I thought he said it.
The Dutch. The Netherlands.
He said
Yes.
it like
Lee
10
got
minutes
it.
ago.
You got a
There we
prize.
go.
I had to figure out where the Dutch people were from. The Dutch.
Look, another European team. That last time they were in the group, they lost to Belgium 1-0, or 1-2-1 actually. They lost 2-1. I forgot about that. 2014. I remember exactly where I was. I had a watch party at my house in 2010 when they played Ghana. I don't remember watching it in 2002. I think I was in college, but they beat Mexico 2-1, and then they lost to Germany, the eventual World Cup champions, in 2002. But I love the World Cup. I remember watching this when I was a kid. Back in 1994, the United States hosted. We're hosting again in 2026. Atlanta is going to be one of the cities. But here's what I don't like about it. There's 32 teams in the World Cup. They're going to bump up the number of teams to 48. Do you like that?
I don't think I know how I feel about it yet.
That waters it down. I mean, I think that
See that, yeah.
I love the fact that Italy could not qualify for the World Cup 2 years in a row. I mean,
Man, forget
I love a
about it.
team like in
Thank
2018,
goodness.
Iceland came out of nowhere and qualified for the World Cup. Trinidad and Tobago qualified for the World Cup in 2006. I mean, who would have thought out of CONCACAF, like a team that's not named Costa Rica, Mexico or the United States or Honduras didn't qualify for this World Cup. I was rooting for Canada. When Alphonso Davies got that goal in the beginning against Croatia to make it 1-0, that was exciting for Canada. And a big shout out to Canada, because, they usually don't qualify for the World Cup in soccer. They haven't made the World Cup since 1986. But, yeah, this is great. This is just a great time to be a soccer fan. With the Rapid season coming up, we got watch parties all over the Fountain City. I'm guessing we're going to have a watch party Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, maybe here at Ivy or El Carrizo or Agave, one of those places.
Hope so.
Well, speaking of Alvo don't forget that tomorrow is the kit reveal party. Amelia, you want to talk about that a little
Yeah,
bit?
we're going to talk real quick because we are switching it to the Cannon Brew Pub.
Oh.
Our kit
Okay.
reveal is now going to be at the Cannon Brew Pub, but it will still be at the same time. And it's just going to be a whole lot of fun. We're going to get all of our fans and all our partners out there and celebrate the start of the Rapid season with some ice cream. No, there won't be ice cream there. Brewsters will be out there, though. Our partners.
Are we going to be introduced to new uniforms or
Yes.
logos?
So, yeah, we're going to have our new printed uniforms with some of our new sponsors on them, and it's going to be awesome.
Did it look
awesome.
cool?
Oh, they're awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That is
They are
awesome.
so nice, yes.
Nice.
If
They-
you thought
I'm
year
very
one-
proud of them.
If you
I
thought year
designed
one was
them.
exciting,
You
get
should
ready
be
for year
proud.
2.
Yeah.
I worked so hard on them. I sewed every one.
And speaking about ice cream, you know?
Yeah.
No, Amelia, you do a great job with the marketing for the Columbus Rapids. We are just excited about this season. We know that sometime in 2023, the regular season will start. We just don't have a schedule yet. We do know their first friendly is going to be December the 29th, which is approximately a year from their first game last year that took place on December the 30th against the Fayetteville Fury. Their first home game. Their first game was December 26th. Do you remember that, going to Memphis, that first game with the long bus ride to
Yep.
Memphis? What
Yes.
was that like?
It was a fine bus. It was just a long drive. Yeah. Game result didn't really end in our favor, but
Yeah.
and then I'm pretty sure the bus broke down too. So we were stuck on the highway for like 7 hours waiting for a new bus. But then the new bus, that was a nice bus. I don't think we wanted to talk about the bus on this podcast, but that had TVs and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It was
We'll
a nice
always
bus.
talk about the bus.
Bus, yeah.
The bus and ice cream.
And I watched all the road games last year when I wasn't calling the games. That trip to Fayetteville, you actually beat Fayetteville on the road. Haley Ryan was in at goalkeeper because you didn't miss a single game, so you were there for all the road games. I mean, how challenging was that to play on the road, knowing that you're not going to be able to dress 14 like the home team, so you're at a disadvantage? And there are some times where you only dressed maybe 8 or 9.
Yeah, road games, that was a lot of wear and tear on the team, from traveling to just being on a bus and then like having to immediately turn around and play. Because a lot of the women, we also have jobs, so working with that schedule, they were definitely tougher, I would say.
And of course, I know we talked a lot about the women's team, but also we have the men's team. And in the NISL, the Fayetteville Fury are the defending champions. Columbus finished third, actually an incredible playoff game against the Memphis Americans. I thought that they played their best soccer and almost won that game against Memphis. But they're getting a new goalkeeper. He's from South Africa, Kurt Nowitzki, just recently signed. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about Freddie Zamudio coming back. He's going to play defense. I think he's just going to be a great defender.
Oh, yeah.
Had the opportunity to actually talk to Freddie in the stands. I mean, he's a big soccer fan. He was actually at the Columbus State women's soccer game when they took on Flagler in the third round of the NCAA tournament. So, yeah. Freddie Zamudio, great guy, also a coach at Concord Fire. Are you involved with any of the club teams here in Columbus? Or?
I'm not. I probably should be, but I haven't done it yet, no.
We got a pretty good one here in Columbus. Concord Fire South FC. They were in a tournament last weekend. Trying to sign my youngest daughter up for soccer. I think we're going to start her out at CYC.
Nice.
That's kind of a starter league. I know that Concord Fire, that's like the best of the best. That club team, a lot of great Rapids players came out of that club team, to include Brianna Conley, who she played 1 year with the Rapids and did an amazing job, the leading assist leader, but she is now playing at Georgia Southern. So, good luck to her. But you also have, she didn't play for Concord Fire. She's from Ohio, actually. Emily Burke had a very big impact in year one, has gone on to play the outdoor game overseas. I mean, you have some players that have made a tremendous impact in year one, but the good thing is you do have some players coming back. I got to say, because I talked about this with Coach Enledge about Columbus State being like an unofficial farm system for the Columbus Rapids. They have some amazing players.
Oh, yeah.
I could easily see them playing for the Columbus Rapids. Emma Bedo, and Rachel Swigart and Lauren Barnes. Right there,
Hope they do.
I could just name. I hope they, suit up in a Rapids uniform, because Lauren Barnes just had this incredible goal that took them to over Lenore Ryan in that second round, and then Rachel Swigart with that tying goal. They came down. They were down 3-1 against West Florida in the quarterfinals, and they won that game 4-3 to punch their ticket to the Final Four. So, just congratulations to the Columbus State women's soccer team, and we're really looking forward to year 2 in the NISL. I mean, Maddie Peterson and Maddie DeFranco made a big impact on the team last year. Kalia Utsi made it, and she's coming back. I mean, so you got some players that are coming back. I just cannot wait to see the women's team and the men's team out on the pitch at the Columbus Civic Center. It's exciting times in the Fountain City. I mean, year 1, a lot of people in Columbus didn't realize we had 2 indoor soccer teams, but we have a lot of soccer fans, especially with the World Cup. We have the buzz going on, and I think that people are going to continue that buzz and start rallying around these 2 indoor soccer teams here in the Fountain City, and I can't wait. Amelia, I know you're excited about it. I mean, because that's what you live for. You want to market and promote the Columbus Rapids, and they, it's coming. We just got to wait for that schedule.
Yeah, I wake up and the first thing I think of is marketing and the Rapids. No.
And the second thing is
Ice cream.
Second thing is it's ice cream, marketing, the bus, the Rapids uniform.
We
No.
won't be asked back.
Yeah.
This
it's
is our first
very
and final podcast. So thank you. Thank you for tuning in.
No, yeah. I love this job and I love working with the Rapids and I'm very excited for this.
No, but honestly, Amelia is awesome. She does so much behind the scenes and puts up with us, and
She's
all the
so hard to
craziness.
put up with, man.
Yeah.
She's at every event I ask her to come to and I'm like, why do you keep showing up? She keeps coming.
Got another trivia question
She's here again.
for the fan of the Cincinnati Bengals, so he probably knows this player. Who is the Columbus native that played running back at Carver High School here in Columbus? Went on to play for the University of Georgia freshman year. Went on to play for Alabama State. Played from the Cleveland Browns from 2014 to 2017. Almost rushed for 1,000 yards in 2016. Went on to play for the New York Jets. Can you name the running back that played for the Cleveland Browns? Because you had to face him twice. You being a Bengals fan, you saw him in 2016. Oh, yeah. Number 34.
Can I get Joe Burrow?
Yeah, Joe Burrow. All right, I'll give you an easier one. Oh, man, I feel bad because we got somebody in the audience. Tough loss. But congratulations to Glenwood making it all the way to the state championship against Lee Scott Academy. I watched that game on their broadcast. Thought they did a pretty good job. You guys did great. We got another private school here in Columbus that's in the state championship, St. Anne Pacelli. So good luck to them. Good luck to, this is also a good time, for high school athletics because you got high school football state championships going on. You got high school basketball.
I think we have an answer in the live chat.
Yes.
Isaiah Crowell.
Isaiah Crowell. Yes, so whoever is in the live chat, you have won a prize. You can come. Casey Smith, you can
Casey
come.
Smith,
Oh, I know
let's
who Casey
go.
is. You can come by Ivy and pick up your prize, or we'll hold it for you next time we see you.
And Cody Shishko.
Oh no,
Well, there you go.
Cody Shish Kebab. Yeah, that guy.
No,
Man.
Cody.
Isaiah Crowell.
Maybe block him from the chat if you can. Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually joking. I can't do
was
that.
like, what's
Oh.
the tea? I was like, are we blocking him? What did he do? Steal my ice cream?
Now I'm more nervous because someone that I know is watching me. Oof.
This is embarrassing.
I tend to think that when we talk about athletics in Columbus, I know we talked about in the off season that, you didn't have a place to practice, because you guys were getting used to playing on the turf. the outdoor game. I remember I was at one of your first practices at Columbus High School. It was in a basketball gymnasium, and you couldn't really use the turf, but you were able to use the wall, like those seats that go up in the gymnasium. You were able to use the wall, but you weren't able to get your footing right on the turf. But I actually thought it was great that when the Columbus Lions put their turf on their field, that now you have an opportunity. Hockey season's over, so they don't have to change the ice. But did you guys ever get to practice in the off season at the Columbus Civic Center on that turf, or did you go somewhere else that had turf?
No, we never really had an opportunity to be organized in that sense. We would have loved that opportunity for sure. That just training in that gym was a lot of wear and tear on our bodies, and it also, I think, really impacted our style of play because we were having to adjust in game to using the walls as well as getting your touch on that turf. So I'm definitely looking forward to this season where we can train where we're going to play.
Now, I've talked to some of your teammates. I've talked to Tevin West on the men's team. I've talked to Megan Byers. I mean, they simultaneously will train outdoor and indoor because it's very important just for, endurance and conditioning that you continue playing the outdoor game and also the indoor game, but you really got to have, it's a cardio workout when it comes to the indoor game. But really, a lot of these players, like you're talking about Clayton Adams, who had an opportunity to play for an outdoor team. Now he's back with the men's team just for a little bit until he goes to his outdoor club. But how important is that just to go back and forth and to play outdoor soccer and indoor soccer?
I think you get the opportunity to still get touches on the ball, which is vital, I think. It's going to help with conditioning as well. Obviously, you'll have some aspects of the game that are hard to replicate because you need to be able to learn how to play with the walls as well as like the different rules and style of play of indoor. But definitely better than nothing.
All right, and we can't have a Rapids podcast without talking about your teammate who, her jersey's right behind us, was a legend at Columbus State. Olivia Jarrell scored 61 goals at Columbus State University and led the Columbus State University Lady Cougars to the championship game in 2015. Right now, they're in the Final Four, and the last time they were this far was in the 2015 season. And then, of course, she being from St. Augustine. I was about to say Fort Lauderdale. No, St. Augustine. And then she had a tremendous impact on the team last year, leading goal scorer and the NISL MVP. So she got some hardware for that first season in the NISL.
Oh, yeah, she's fantastic. Love her.
And we got to talk about your goalkeeper, Bria Riancho, which in my mind, she was the best goalkeeper in the NISL.
Hands down.
Absolutely.
Hands down.
The save she made last year?
How many?
Like, how many saves? How many times did Bria Riancho just, with the length of just to get out and get the ball out of there, how many times on the broadcast I was like, and a save by Riancho, and it was just like an incredible save.
Yeah.
It was like one of those, did you just see that moments?
Oh, yeah. I think there were definitely some games where we could have helped her out more. But no, she always came through in the back.
You did have some clutch players. I remember Emily Burke scoring a overtime goal. How about Casey Hall on a penalty kick when beating Memphis for the very first time? So many great moments in year one. But what was your favorite moment in year one?
Oh, gosh.
It doesn't have to be a playing moment. It could be just the camaraderie with your teammates, or maybe coming to Ivy after the game and just hanging out with the teammates and the fans. That's a moment. That could be a moment.
I don't know if I can narrow it down to just one moment, but I think it was throughout this season getting to know my teammates and they're awesome. They're the reason why I'm coming back.
And we are very, very fortunate to have you back. We're really grateful that you're able to come back for year two, and that leadership is really going to make a difference out there. And I just want to say good luck in year two. And
thank you.
And I know the Rapids right now. I mean, we got right in front of us Memphis. That's the team to beat. That's our hated rival.
No, they're not.
We've got to beat Memphis. Look, we don't know how Tampa Bay and Central Florida is going to look. They're brand new expansion teams, so we really don't know how Tampa Bay and Central Florida are going to be. But
I think they're going to be good.
Yeah.
Exactly who they are.
I mean, they're going to be good, but it's going to take an adjustment to get used to the indoor game. It's going to be a competitive league, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And Fayetteville's going to get better because they got some good players coming back. Amelia, just excited about having you on the team for the Rapids. You know,
I'm just excited about ice cream.
just year 2.
Ice cream in the Rapids.
Hey, year 2. We know that the first game is December 29th, that friendly where the men's team and the women's team are going to be out at the Columbus Civic Center. We hope to get a lot of fans out there. I know it's going to be the holiday season, but just wish you and your families just a wonderful, happy holidays during this time, and go Rapids.
Thank you. Go Rapids.
Oh, I cannot wait. I am excited. It's really been a blessing just to have soccer going on right now, World Cup games at 5 o'clock in the morning. Who here, and I'm going to raise my hand, who here woke up at 5 in the morning, turned on their phone, and watched a World Cup game? Yes, I knew it. I knew it, Boogs. I knew you were going to raise your hand. I have, not quite 5 in the morning, maybe 6, and it was already at halftime, and it was like 0-0, but, you know, there was like one day I actually did wake up and actually saw a World Cup game. But, yes, the United States, Saturday, taking on the Netherlands, and if they win, you know, they advance to the quarterfinals, which they'll be the farthest they've gone since 2002. And good luck to the United States. Still don't know the word about Christian Pulisic. He did injure himself, and also Sargent also injured himself in that game too. So we got to find out. Here's what I think might happen, because the United States defense is very good. That the best case scenario is they get the Netherlands a 0-0 tie and it goes to penalty kicks. And you know, in penalty kicks, anything can happen. That's what I'm predicting.
A lot of anxiety.
I'm just predicting a USA win.
Love that. Love
Nothing
that.
else.
Nothing.
Nothing else.
Nothing else besides
will
ice
accept
cream.
nothing else.
Nothing.
Yeah, that and ice cream.
It's going to be exciting. So what do we say? Are we having a watch party here at Ivy? Are we doing that somewhere else? Oh, okay. So we didn't
Party at Ivy.
watch party at Ivy.
Let's go.
It's at 10 o'clock, so you know they start serving lunch like at 11. So, but anyway, I tell you what, I'm so glad that you guys were able to be on the show. I had fun. This was a great show. Thank you so much for being on.
Yes. Thank you.
Absolutely. Until next time, it has been another episode of Off the Walls Rapids podcast, brought to you by Brewster's Ice Cream. And I tell you, and then National Audio Visual Services as well. Can't forget about them. They do a great job with all this equipment. I want to thank Lee Snow, the producer, the man with the plan back there, and Matt Jones. You guys are awesome. Thank you for making this possible. Randall Boogs, the biggest Rapids fan I know. Thank you for getting the energy in this place to get everybody excited about the Columbus Rapids. And you are the man.
Let's go!
There you go. I knew that was going to come out eventually.
I wasn't ready for that, personally.
So for Amelia Salter and Brittany Conway, I am Richard Holdridge saying good night. And thank you once again for watching another episode of Off the Walls Rapids podcast. Stay tuned for next week, and I hope that you have a great rest of your week. Night, everybody.
And I'm just turning it up.
Do your thing.